Hi, Professor. Uh, this is my second shot at this. I recorded it once, and I was like 15 minutes, so let's try to trim this down. We'll try again here. Um, I'm just going to go through in order. There were seven kind of questions to answer. So we're going to start at number one. How my digital identity is different from my real world self, and how is it the same? Um, I guess first, if you look at what my digital identity is, if you look back over the last year, you will see somebody who's likes to engage in political discourse, debate, argument, whatever you want to call it. Um, and my views would be pretty self-evident very quickly. Uh, I think if you look back last year and a half, you'll see that. Prior to that, you'll see a person travels, loves baseball and football, go Steelers, and likes to enjoy certain beer and wing joints with scantily clad waitresses. I had to throw that in. But all in all, I am who I am. I don't try to be somebody I'm not online. Um, if anything, if there is any difference, I do tend to be more argumentative or confrontational than in the real world. Um, I'm more likely to engage in talks, especially politics, online, be it sharing stuff on Facebook and letting friends reply, or using the comment sections on certain sites, post stories and you can comment. Um, I don't. I'll talk politics with friends respectfully, but again, here at the hotel there was an incident this morning. People were talking about Trump and this Russia ties, and their opinions were very clear and very contrary to mine. And online I jump right in there and let them have it, but here in person, strangers, I just be quiet and eat my breakfast. So, um, but yeah, my what you see is what you get, whether it's online with me or not. I don't try to be something I'm not. Maybe I'm a little more vocal or assertive online than I would be, but that's about it. Um, I did find a very good article from the Guardian. Again, I didn't research that source too much, but they kind of likened the whole identity thing to uh, reality TV shows, and noting how the longer people try to put on this fake persona, the longer it goes, the longer the show goes, their true self is revealed. Um, there's research into that. They use the reality TV example. I watch a lot of reality TV, so I saw that right away. Contestants on Survivor and Big Brother, two of my favorites. People trying to be what they're not, their true self, be it whether it's their attitude, their profession, their beliefs. It comes out the longer they're there. Maybe it's a comfort thing. Maybe it's they just can't keep up the persona that long. Um, the same thing happens over time, be it Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Eventually, their true self is going to come out in their posts, and it's not going to mesh with what you've been seeing. So you got to figure out who's who. How does technology enable you to more fully express a specific dimension of your identity? I think I just touched on that. Um, I'm not known to be overly political until you look at me on Facebook and you see where I stand very clearly. So I think it's the whole anonymity of the internet. Even though I'm posting for my friends and family to see, I'm not there in their face. They can reply. They don't have or not. It's up to them. So if anything, it allows me to express that side of me that maybe I'm not comfortable doing in person because I don't want to get into a debate or argument with somebody I know and like. Um, how technology governs, influences, or shapes my identity. Again, I don't want to keep going back to politics, but it's allowed me to be more informed. There's so much technology, information is immediately accessible, smartphones and tablets and all that. So if anything, it's allowed me to have more informed discussions or debates um, on whether it's economics, politics, sports. Again, I'm not claiming to be an expert, but when I can pull something up right away and show somebody, see, I'm not wrong, you are. Um, so yeah, the other thing I kind of touched on in here, just thinking about this, was the one of the videos you shared, being the CNN report, being 13, the secret world of teens. There was a stat in there: 60% of parents underestimate how worried, lonely, and depressed their kids are. Um, that hit home with me. We had that with my daughter. She's 20 now. Um, we just thought she was kind of a loner. in school. She had friends, but not like, go over to their house every weekend and I had to wonder what they're up to friends. They would text, call, but she didn't go out much at all. Usually if she did, I dropped her off, I picked her up, and I knew the parents that she was at, so I wasn't concerned. But that kind of hit home because we found out after my daughter graduated and met a guy who she's engaged to, and he's a real nice guy, that during school she did have some self esteem issues, some self worth issues that may have been accompanied some body shaming issues, different things, and we didn't know stuff was affecting her at the time. We just thought she was, quiet. Um, she's been, now that she has somebody in life and she's happy, she's been more willing to share that with us, and we feel she is truly happy now. So that part we'll share. That video really hit. Um, Anyways, going on the fourth one, how your digital identity is a product of the social and technological context in which you live. Um, I kind of equate this to being the search for truth, because that's what's important to me. Um, and if you look at my social media activity, you're going to see that, citing multiple sources, not just taking like one news report and saying this is the way it is. Trying to root out media bias, fake news, piecemeal reporting where you're only getting certain aspects that tell, I guess it comes out of media bias, their side to whatever a story is. So um, I kind of made a note here. The old adage, 3 sides to every story, your side, their side, and the truth. So that's kind of what the context I look at it is, what's the truth, what is real. As far as a performance, the fifth, I don't view it as a performance at all. I don't feel like I have to be something I'm not. I'm not trying to put on a show. I'm not trying to impress people. If anything, maybe I'm trying to educate some people. Not trying to convince them that I'm right and they're wrong, but don't take that one news source, whether it's, again, sports, politics, whatever, say that's the way it is. Think for yourself, do your own research. That's kind of my mantra there. How my behavior is different when I know it's public. Another eye opener. I think early on when I first got on Facebook and connected with old friends, especially my old college buddies from 20 years ago, I didn't care if anybody saw it. I didn't care if I offended people. I swore like a drunken sailor. Older, wiser, looking to get off the road into a real job. I'm seeing that. I know that prospective employers are going to look at my social media profile, and I don't want them to, God, who's this idiot? We don't want to hire him. So there's an awareness there. So I know everything's public. Once you put it out there, text, video, whatever, it's public. It's out of my control. So I've cleaned it up. I don't tell people when they're being an idiot. I don't call them an idiot. No more F-bombs. Try to be respectful and have intelligent conversations, and hopefully that plays out like the right way. As far as the last part, how digital identity affects my sense of who I am as a person, I don't tie me as a person to anything other than I am what I am. I think that technology and my digital identity has made me a better person because I'm more informed. I'm more aware of what's going on around me. More respectful of other people's opinions and thoughts. I think that's the biggest one. Is it's taught me to deal with. Now I'm not overly shy about walking up to a group of people and joining a conversation because I feel like I'm a little more informed in what the conversation could be. Again, like the hotel, I don't want to start yelling at people, but so if anything, it has made me a better person. I believe just because I try to be more aware of everyone else. So I will share my resources in the comments here when I submit the video for grading. Peace out.